All right, today we're going to talk about a powerful financial strategy that completely flips the script on how you think about spending.
You know the feeling, right? You swipe your card, you buy something you need or want, and that money it seems to vanish. It feels like a one-way street, an expense that's over and done with. But what if that wasn't the end of the story? What if every single dollar you spent could actually be the starting point for building your wealth? That's the core idea we're diving in today, turning your consumption into capital.
So let's jump right into our first section and look at a totally new way to think about the money you use every single day.
Okay, so the fancy term for this is consumption-based wealth management. I know it sounds super complex, but the idea is actually pretty simple and kind of brilliant. It's all about using things like credit card rewards to turn your spending into tiny little investment seeds. Every purchase you make, big or small, now has the potential to become a future asset. And this really boils it down perfectly. The money you spend is no longer just the end of the line. Instead, it creates a seed, a small but really potent bit of capital that you can then plant and grow. So the big question is, how do we actually do this?
Moving into our next section, let's get practical. It all starts with step 1, building what the source calls a rewards matrix to really maximize the cash back you're earning.
Now this is where it gets really hands-on. First, you just take a look at where your money is actually going. Then, you play matchmaker. You find the credit cards that offer the absolute best rewards for those specific categories. We're talking about getting 3 to 5% cash back on things you buy all the time like groceries and gas, or even for your utility bills and streaming services. Then, you set these cards as your default for all your automatic payments and online shopping. Basically, you set it and forget it, making sure you never miss out.
And this is absolutely crucial. This isn't just a clever trick to save a few bucks. The goal here is so much bigger. You are actively and systematically creating a passive stream of money that has one job and one job only, to be invested.
Which, of course, brings us to step 2. Once you have this cash flowing in, you need a system to put it to work automatically. You need to create an automated loop.
And here's the blueprint for that loop. First, you isolate the money. Pick a card that deposits your cashback rewards directly into a dedicated account, so it doesn't get all mixed up with your day-to-day spending money. Second, you transfer it. Every month, you move the total rewards you've earned over into an investment account. And finally, the most important part, you automate. You set up recurring automatic investments, like a monthly ETF purchase, that's funded entirely by these rewards.
You might be thinking, okay, but how much can this really generate? Well, the source gives an example of earning $500 in rewards per month. Now, that might not sound like a life-changing amount on its own, but when it's automatically invested month after month, the power of compounding takes over, and that consistent stream can grow into a surprisingly large asset over time.
And where does all this money go? Well, the strategy suggests stable, long-term options. Think broad market ETFs that track the whole market, high dividend funds that generate their own income, or other low-risk financial products. The key is consistency, not trying to hit a home run with high-risk speculation.
Okay, so now that we've covered the how, let's talk about the why. This strategy offers some incredible mental and financial bonuses that go way beyond just the numbers.
This slide really just nails the fundamental shift in thinking. For so many people, a credit card is seen as a tool for spending, or even worse, a tool for debt. With this system, you completely transform it. It becomes a cash flow recycling engine, automatically converting your outflows back into inflows for your investment portfolio.
The two biggest advantages here are psychological. First, it lowers the barrier to investing. If you get nervous about market dips, investing with what feels like found money from rewards feels a lot less risky than using your salary. Second, it reduces spending guilt. You know, that morning coffee or that online purchase doesn't just feel like an expense anymore. It's actively contributing a small piece to your future financial growth.
And this is why this whole thing matters so much. It proves that smart financial management doesn't have to be about deprivation or sacrifice. It's about optimizing the systems you already use to make your money work harder and smarter for you.
I love this quote from the source. It perfectly captures that feeling of empowerment this strategy gives you. Every single transaction, no matter how small, becomes a positive action, a little boost helping to build your financial future.
So we'll end with this question for you to think about. After seeing this system, how do you view the cards in your wallet? Are they simply a tool for spending, a potential liability, or could they be one of the most powerful, automated assets in your entire financial toolkit?